China came out tomorrow and said banning cryptocurrencies, I think it would create a bear market that might take possibly years to come out of. That's why I'm saying it's a high risk thing that I would not put money in that I need.
What's going on, everybody on YouTube and all the listeners on iTunes? Welcome to episode number 32 of the Raiken Profit Show. Today we have Oak Dragt on the house right now. I love that last name, Irish. I wish that was my last name. But in any event, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about cryptocurrencies. And we're going to be talking about a lot of the ins and outs that have to do with cryptocurrencies, how to get started, how to buy them. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different coins, the opportunities, some of the risks that you want to be aware of, platforms you can go to acquire these, and a whole bunch of information. But yeah, we have Oak on the show today. Oak's a Green Room member. He's an Amazon seller. We've actually met up quite a few times before in the past. Well, I know we've met up at least once. Was it once or twice, Oak?
Yeah, I've just been to one Green Room meetup.
Yeah, so we connected in Austin, Texas. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. And he was crushing it at the thrift stores. He's actually a pretty big Amazon bookseller as well. I think I don't know, you're full. I know you were full-time at one point with selling books, but we'll get into it, man. But Oak, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show. How are you?
Doing great. On a little short kind of weekend trip in Port Angeles, Washington. And
what are you doing on the trip?
I'm sourcing books. I mean, I'm trading cryptocurrencies, but I'm not getting away from what's got me on this entrepreneur path. So getting some books, and I'm gonna dip into Olympic National Park for
that's awesome. That's super cool, man. Very, very fun. So let's talk a little bit about your story, man. How did you get started in this whole online business, making money online world? I know you're selling books on Amazon now. You're also day trading and doing some long-term holds within the cryptocurrency market as well. What was your story? And then we'll start to dive more into cryptocurrencies.
So actually last summer at the Green Room meetup, I was contacted by an old friend who he's a programmer for an online company. And he said to me in passing, Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin's going to hit 20,000 in the next 5 years. And I was like, that's crazy. And like coming from somebody who is super knowledgeable in the space, I respected his opinion more than, the talking heads you see on CNBC. And, so that kind of initially got me on the trail. I read a couple books. I read the story of the founder of the Silk Road. His name was Ross Ulbricht. He was like the first Bitcoin billionaire.
Oh, wow.
And the book is called American Kingpin. Anyway, that kind of, I don't know, it just got my juices flowing. And originally, I just bought 2 Bitcoin just to understand how to transact. I got a Hardwell wallet, and I was gonna take those Bitcoin and I was just gonna go buy coffee just to see, if this was the future of how money is. I didn't want to be the last adapter. I'm definitely not the first adapter, but I just wanted to learn more about it, and it's turned into a lot more than just transacting it for coffee.
Did you buy that cup of coffee when you purchased those Bitcoins?
I did. I live in Olympia, Washington, and in Olympia, Washington, there's a bunch of progressive place. It worked out to be like a $14 cup of coffee with transaction fees and everything. So I'll never do it again, but I just wanted to see how it worked, and I have that experience now.
So when you first bought those 2 Bitcoins, because you wanted to understand kind of how to buy them, the transaction process, what did you pay for those Bitcoins? This was last summer, right?
Yeah. Well, I bought one for like 4,000, maybe 3,800. I don't know. It was crazy. It was like early August, middle of August. It wasn't my focus at the time. My focus at the time was textbook season because I'm a big bookseller. So, I was just in passing. It took me like 2 weeks to get my hardware wallet. I opened up a Coinbase account. I didn't really know what I was doing. I figured it was on a bull run. So whatever it was, 3,800 or whatever, I wasn't too concerned about it. And then like book sale season was crazy. I didn't even really start looking at it until like middle of September. And by that time it was, I don't know, it was getting close to 10,000, it had like doubled, and I was like, damn, my friend was right. And then yeah, that's kind of how I got started.
That's cool, man. So let's take a step back. We'll get more into your story in terms of like what you do and different things like that, how it works. But what exactly is, define Bitcoin and define cryptocurrency, because a lot of people believe that Bitcoin is like the only cryptocurrency that's out there when that's not true. So can you define what's Bitcoin and what's cryptocurrency? Because you see these words getting thrown around a lot. And for the beginner, I knew when I was new a couple months ago, I had no idea what any of these terminologies meant. So can you define that, Oak?
I would say it's like a digital store of value that you can transact across the internet without having to meet the person, without having to trust the person, because it's a blockchain. It's on a ledger that, it makes sure that that's what creates the trust.
Essentially, Bitcoin is just one of the cryptocurrencies, right? That's what I was
Yeah.
getting at. If
Yeah, there's all, I
Google
mean, yeah.
Google the technology, because it's kind of hard to explain what exactly it is, but I wanted to break down the difference between like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency.
Okay, so there's so many different cryptocurrencies, and there's so many different, like, they're all, the technology is exploding. Like, you've got, most of them are on the blockchain. Then there's IOTA, which uses the Tangle, which is like, it even goes beyond blockchain.
Let me help you out here. Is Bitcoin is a single cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is just a word for all these different technologies that are essentially doing what Bitcoin does, right? So there's hundreds of thousands. A lot of people, they want to get into trading cryptocurrencies and they think Bitcoin's the only way that you can do it.
Yeah, Bitcoin is just the biggest brand within
It's
all
like
the
Nike or something,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
But then there's like 100 other shoe brands that are out there.
yeah, totally. Yeah, Ethereum Litecoin is it's basically a clone of Bitcoin. Only the founder is Bobby Lee. The founder, anyway, has been able to make it so that all the advancements in Litecoin, because he's the founder, he's able to push advancements in the network. Bitcoin, nobody knows who the founder is, so it's
Is
like a fight
anonymous.
between all the owners, miners, So Bitcoin has had stunted growth as far as what it is, because there's so much conflict, and that's why you hear of all these hard forks, like Bitcoin Cash.
What are forks? When you hear that word, you hear that, Bitcoin forked or a certain cryptocurrency forked. What exactly does that mean?
Bitcoin is the original, and developers create an update, and they create another coin, and anybody who has a Bitcoin gets the hard fork when they create these hard forks. Bitcoin Cash was the first, like, really well-known fork. It happened in early August. Yeah, and that is worth, I don't know, it's like $2,400 right now. And basically, if you had Bitcoin, you got a free Bitcoin Cash.
Say you own a Bitcoin and it's worth, I don't know, $15,000 for a Bitcoin. Once they fork and then Bitcoin Cash comes out for like, I don't know, it starts at like 2,000 or something. Now do you have that 15,000 and the 2,000?
Yes. Yes.
Really? I didn't know that. That's very interesting. So essentially, if a coin is going to fork, will that a lot of times cause the price to go up because people want to get that free coin that comes along
Yes.
with it?
Yeah, that's a big reason why there was a big run up in the fall, because there was two forks in the fall. One didn't actually end up happening. There was Bitcoin Gold, which has been pretty much a failure so far, and then Bitcoin Segwit 2x, which that was going to come out in November, and like 2 weeks before they released it, the developers canceled it because they didn't want to create instability in the cryptocurrency market. But because of those two hard forks, was a big reason why there was such a big run up between September and November, because everybody saw Bitcoin Cash and they're like, hey, this was like a free $3,000. So I want that Segwit 2X coin because that's probably going to be another couple grand. So yeah, and there hasn't been a major hard fork since. There's new hard forks coming out all the time. One cryptocurrency that I'm invested in right now is called Z Classic. It is a privacy coin. Yeah, the government can't track it, and they are doing a hard fork later this quarter, and they're creating Bitcoin Private, and it's going to have the Bitcoin branding, which everybody wants that Bitcoin branding because it gets it out there. People think, if Ethereum is the second biggest cryptocurrency, but a lot of people have never heard of it. But Bitcoin,
Yeah, everybody knows about Bitcoin right now. I mean, everybody's talking about it, which is crazy.
So Z Classic, for instance, is, even though it doesn't really have an affiliation with Bitcoin, it's creating a hard fork called Bitcoin Private, and it's going to be faster than Bitcoin. It's going to be, total private transactions. Yeah, the developers are well known in the cryptocurrency I've invested in, and we'll see how it goes.
Awesome, man. Super cool. So let's talk a little bit about some of the beginner stuff, because I'll be honest, I think a lot of this stuff that you're talking about, Oak, is going to be going way over people's heads right now. I know a lot of this is, honestly, it's kind of going way over my head. I feel like a lot of people who are going to be watching this are beginners. They have no idea what Zcash is, forks, all these things. Let's get down to some of the more simple things, man, because I want people to understand some of the foundational things right now. Like, for example, why, in your opinion, should you even invest in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies? Why are these things taking off so much? Why is everybody talking about them right now? What's been going on over the last 6 months or so?
The original reason why Bitcoin was created was because of distrust in the banks. And I think that is just going to grow over time. They're just totally unregulated. Actually, Bitcoin's totally unregulated. The way 2008 happened and 2009 is when Bitcoin came out. It was basically a direct response to what was going on on Wall Street. There's really cool stories all over the world. It's like in Venezuela, their cryptocurrency has been really unstable because of the government, and people in Venezuela are buying Bitcoins to hold that because Bitcoin actually holds value. Well, it's really easy for us as Americans to just like compare it to the US dollar. We're really lucky that we live in a country where our currency is pretty stable. Like,
Right, it is.
You got $3, it'll pay for a gallon of milk today, and it'll pay for a gallon next week. But in some of these places like Venezuela and Argentina, they have to worry about their currency inflating drastically over the course of a week. So in these places, it's becoming really popular there.
Isn't like wasn't there a country, or it was like Zimbabwe or something, where they started printing like $1 trillion bills and they couldn't even buy like a freaking glass of water?
Yeah, like people going down the street with wheelbarrows full of Zimbabwe dollars. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
What's the easiest way for people to buy their first Bitcoin or some of the more popular cryptocurrencies out there, like Ethereum or Litecoin or maybe even Bitcoin Cash? What would you recommend as a website for people to be able to purchase their first one?
Definitely Coinbase. It's totally compliant with the American government and all the tax laws, so it's not going to get shut down at any time. It's really user friendly. You can download the Coinbase app to your phone and, connect your bank account or your credit card. And yeah, it's extremely user friendly. Definitely Coinbase.
Yeah. So on Coinbase, you can actually purchase, I believe they have 4 coins available now, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and then Bitcoin Cash. So you have 4 options. Because there's so many cryptocurrencies out there. There's actually a great website. It's called coinmarketcap.com, right? and you can actually see all the various prices of like a lot of the top cryptocurrencies. Is that based on market cap? Those top 100 or so that they show on that website? Is it based on market cap?
Yeah, it's ranked by market cap. Yeah.
So Coinbase is a great way to buy either Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, or Bitcoin Cash. Would you recommend that the beginner starts off with these bigger market cap cryptocurrencies versus going into some of the kind of like penny stocks, right? There's these ICOs, kind of like startup cryptocurrencies and whatnot, because there's so many other ones that people can invest in. I know you purchase a lot of altcoins, and we'll define what an altcoin is. Excuse me, is Coinbase the best way to start? And then once you learn that process, then you kind of move into something else?
Yeah. When I started, I just started in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And to this day, I don't hold any Bitcoin because the fees are too crazy. Highly recommend, especially for people that are risk averse, Litecoin and Ethereum and Bitcoin. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. So yeah, I've taken some gambles on some projects that are, could be risky, but Bitcoin and Litecoin have been around for years, and they're not going. They just have such a huge following worldwide. They're not going anywhere. So yeah, for Coinbase is a great place to start, and those four main cryptocurrencies are pretty safe bets from here. Yeah, and it's just to start off, it's good to just start with something that's safe and comfortable to learn. These cryptocurrencies are easy to learn what cryptocurrencies are about. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling. It's a really good place to start with just those four. Yeah.
Hey man, you're on as a guest, man. You have the full gone right to ramble as much as you like, man. That's what we're all here for, to listen to your knowledge and your experience, man. So, feel free to expand on any ideas that you want to chat about, man. But let's discuss altcoins. What exactly is an altcoin? How does that play into the whole cryptocurrency?
Well, anything that's not Bitcoin is considered an altcoin. Bitcoin is considered the first. There were some cryptocurrencies before Bitcoin, but nobody really knows about them. Anything that's not Bitcoin is considered an altcoin. So Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, those are all Litecoin, or they're all altcoins. Now, there's exchanges that are just chocked full of altcoins. Binance has, at this point, they have probably around 100 different.
And that's a website that's kind of like Coinbase, right? Binance. It's a different platform that you can buy just only because you can't buy certain altcoins on Coinbase. It's only those four that we mentioned. So there's a place called Binance that is an exchange, right? That allows you to purchase these certain altcoins. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. And it's also extremely user friendly. That's why it's becoming really, really popular. Some of these cryptocurrency exchanges can seem kind of sketchy and kind of just have user bait. It's not easy to make a transaction. But with Binance, it's just you send your cryptocurrency over there, and it's easy to transact in between different cryptocurrencies.
So what's the process to buy? On Coinbase, it's really easy. I mean, you just buy it, and then there's like a wallet built in to the actual Coinbase interface. What about with Binance? Say you buy a specific altcoin. What's the process? How does that all work?
So when you sign up with Binance, you get another wallet. You get a wallet inside Binance, and that comes with an address. And in order to send cryptocurrencies from whether it's your hardware wallet to Binance or from Coinbase to Binance, all you need is that address, and you copy and paste that address into Coinbase, and it takes a few minutes, sometimes up to a couple hours, to transfer in between
Coinbase and
whether
Binance.
it's your hardware wallet or an exchange.
So if you want to purchase something on the Binance exchange, it's not as simple as just putting a credit card in or a bank account like Coinbase, because Coinbase, I put in my bank account, my router, and my checking account, and then I put in a secondary method, which was a credit card, because with the credit cards, you can actually buy and sell like instantly. Whereas with a bank, it like had to wait 7 days until it like hit my wallet. It was really annoying, actually. So anyways, that's Coinbase. But with Binance, to finance your Binance account, what do? So you have to fund coin Coinbase first, and then you send it over from your Coinbase wallet to the address in your wallet that's associated with your Binance, and that's how you fund it?
Yeah, Binance is an international exchange. So, people from New Zealand are funding their Binance account totally different than we are, because somebody in New Zealand can't use Coinbase. Coinbase is like, I don't know what countries it's limited to. I think it's just North America. So we in America, Coinbase is really the choice, because they don't accept Binance doesn't accept US dollars. They don't accept, I don't think they accept any fiat currency. In order to trade on Binance, you have to send cryptocurrency from another exchange to use Binance.
So do you have
And
to send Bitcoin or Ethereum? Is there a specific one you have to send?
well, you could send any that are on
Coinbase.
Binance's exchange. So say you have Litecoin
Oh, okay.
on KuCoin. KuCoin is another exchange. You can send it over to Binance and exchange it on Binance. Say you have Z Classic. I was talking about that earlier. Z Classic on Cryptopia, which Cryptopia is based in New Zealand. You can exchange. I mean, you can't actually use Z Classic on Binance yet, but when they do, you'll be able to just transfer it from Cryptopia to Binance using the addresses that we kind of already talked about.
So what happens if you type in the wrong address when you're sending it from Bitcoin to your Binance? What happens?
I have not done that, fortunately. They say that in some cases it's lost forever.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Say you're transferring Bitcoin from Coinbase to Binance, and you accidentally put in an address that is for Litecoin. I have read and heard in forums that Binance is able to go in and get those
What do
coins
you
from
mean though? Like if you put in a Litecoin address, I didn't know there were addresses for each different cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Yeah. Each different. Okay. So when you go into Binance, you're going to have a different address for each cryptocurrency on the whole exchange. And it's the same way with Coinbase. So
Oh, it
if
could be
you
like
have,
100 different ones then.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
you
wow.
have,
So it's a
100 different.
wallet. Is it a specific wallet for each different type
Yes.
of coin? So if you
Yes.
own like 10 different coins, now you have 10 different wallets on your
And 10
Binance
different
account?
addresses. Yep.
That's confusing.
When I'm making a trade, it's really premeditated. So, I'm totally mentally prepared to find what addresses I need at the time. But yeah, if you're just like, making all kinds of trades willy nilly, it's really easy to lose coins. Yeah, if you go on Reddit, there's all kinds of posts about people, making little mistakes in their address and then losing
Jeez,
cryptocurrency forever. Yeah, yeah.
that's
They
crazy.
say that there's a huge percentage of Bitcoin that is lost forever. Just
It's just like
you know,
floating in outer space.
yeah, yeah.
Let's talk about who this is for and who this isn't for. I've read a lot of forums of people like taking out second mortgages and like putting like 60 to 80% of their income into this. Say they only have $10,000 or putting like $7,000 into this. What advice would you have for people in terms of investing in cryptocurrency? Maybe advice in terms of percentages that they should play with. Who's this right for? Who is this game not right for, Oak?
When I got into it, I only put in money that I wasn't gonna be devastated if I lost.
Mm.
I would say it's the same if more, if not more now. Cryptocurrencies have run up a lot in the past year, and yeah, if you're having a hard time paying your rent each month, I definitely wouldn't get into cryptocurrencies. But if you're doing well for yourself and you want to learn about the future of money, I mean, I don't know if it's the future of money. I think there's a good chance in the future we will be on a digital cash system. And if you want to learn about how that will work, and you have some expendable money, I don't think it hurts to put a little in just to see how it's going. At this point, I took out my initial investment 3 or 4 months ago. I
Playing with the house money now.
Yeah, and every time I hit a big trade, I take money out. So I can't look back and say I was too greedy in case this is a big bubble that bursts.
What do you think the best opportunity is right now to make the most money with cryptocurrencies? Is it trading the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, like the big high market cap ones, or is it messing with the ICOs, the ones that just launched, kind of like the penny stocks of cryptocurrencies? What's your humble opinion?
I think a really good safe bet is Litecoin. Litecoin has not really gone parabolic in the way that Bitcoin and Ethereum have. And they have a huge community base around them. They've been around for years, so you know that it's not some scam coin, because there is a bunch of those out there. Some developers just trying to make a quick dollar, or a quick, millions of dollars in some cases. So I think Litecoin personally is a really good safe bet right now, and it has a potential to go at least double.
I've
It's
heard people
sitting at
thinking they could go
like
500 to 1,000.
yeah, it's sitting at like 230 or 240 right now, and
Right.
its
Yeah.
all-time
240
high
today.
is 420. So right there, I think there's a really good chance that it'll get back to its all-time high of 420. So right there, you've almost got, you have at least a 50% return there if you get into Litecoin. And again, Litecoin is on Coinbase, so it's easy to get into as a first cryptocurrency buy.
You think Litecoin could ever have a fork come about?
No, I mean it's possible, but because Charlie Lee, the founder of Litecoin, is such a prominent force in the development of Litecoin, basically any changes that people want to make to Litecoin, like, it happens on consensus because you have the founder there. The reason why Bitcoin has so many forks is nobody knows who the founder is. Nobody knows, everybody has a different idea of where they want Bitcoin to go. So that's what's created all these forks. And no, I don't think Litecoin will ever fork.
So for somebody who's just getting started with Bitcoin or altcoins or various cryptocurrencies, maybe they signed up for their Coinbase account. What are some of the biggest mistakes that you would advise people against, or maybe some of the biggest mistakes that you've made, during your cryptocurrency career per se? Any advice you'd give to people? Biggest mistakes to avoid?
Just don't get emotional when things drop. My first it wasn't really a crash. I owned Bitcoin when China came out with threatening to ban
Right. I remember that.
ICOs. It was like late September. And yeah, I had a little pain in my stomach, but I was like, this isn't how it ends. Like, this isn't how cryptocurrencies end right here. So I just didn't look at it for a few days and calmed down. And by the time I came back, it was almost back where it was before the China news event came out. So yeah, just don't get too emotional. Right now, we're going through a pretty big pullback because South Korea, that is considering outlawing cryptocurrencies. Yeah, there's been a lot of pullbacks across the market, and I'm down quite a bit, but I'm just holding firm with the positions I have and just not getting emotional because I don't believe this is how it ends. It's not going to end because South Korea, is going to outlaw cryptocurrencies. So that's my best advice. Just don't get emotional.
Is this one of the biggest threats that cryptocurrencies face, is the regulations by governments? Has any
Yeah.
governments actually banned it? Like, are there any countries out there that actually outlawed it and you're not allowed to trade cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, I think there's a few. I think Vietnam came out last week totally outlawing cryptocurrencies,
Wow. I mean, that's
but it's not a
crazy.
big market. Yeah, and things are constantly changing. People are constantly changing their opinion. It's I if you look back when Bill Gates first heard of Bitcoin, he totally discounted it, and now Bill Gates has come out in support of Bitcoin. It's like, when you don't put enough research into it, you often, these places, these countries, I think we're still early yet, and I think a lot of these places that have banned it will will change their position on it in the future. So
What's stopping, the United States from banning it if they wanted to? Right? Because think about it, the United States, they want to protect their currency. They want people investing in their currency, right? They wouldn't want another currency taking over. What's stopping them from just saying, okay, it's banned?
I think someday they're going to want to make a US dollar cryptocurrency. I would not be surprised. It's the technology hasn't advanced the point where it's going to happen yet. It costs a lot of money to create our cash system, and just creating a digital form of money that, and also if they did that, it would be,
if you use
it'd
your
be,
head, it makes sense though. Like
yeah,
everything's going to.
yeah, yeah. And that's why I believe the US has not banned cryptocurrencies, and they won't. I don't see that happening.
What do you think would happen, Oak, if a big country, I don't know, Russia, China, somebody out there went and they banned it? What do you think would happen with the price? Do you think it would get cut in half overnight? If a
Yeah, if a
really
big country
big,
did,
solid force,
yeah, if China came out tomorrow and said banning cryptocurrencies, I think it would create a bear market that might take possibly years to come out of. That's why I'm saying it's a high risk thing that I would not put money in that I need.
No, that's definitely good advice. Any final words of wisdom, man? I know we chatted about a lot of different things, and if any of you guys have any questions, you can feel free to ask below in the comments, and I'll see if maybe Oak could come in and answer some, or I'll do my best to answer some questions or send you guys some more resources. But any final words of wisdom that you have for the folks out there who are interested in these cryptocurrencies, and even to the point, a lot of people think they're going to get rich off of this. Anything you have to say about that? Because I see so many people just so hyped up about it, and I feel like they don't really have an idea of how it works.
Yeah, I would say don't go on YouTube and just see that some guy with a bunch of followers is buying some coin and just buy in just because they are. Do your research, do your due diligence,
Mhm.
find out, read the white paper, read the developer usually writes a kind of a summary of what the cryptocurrency is trying to achieve. Read the white paper, do your due diligence. You know, that's my best advice. The knowledge is power. You gotta, don't blindly get into an investment without doing a fair share of research.
So you mentioned reading the white paper. How else can you research besides just watching YouTubers? Because I know there's a lot of YouTubers with big followings, and they do what's like it's called the pump and dump. So they'll pump it up, get everybody excited, and then dump it off. So what's the best way to do research? We'll end on that question because I'm actually really curious your thoughts on this.
Okay, so almost every cryptocurrency has their own website. On their website, it'll summarize what the cryptocurrency is trying to achieve, and often that's in the white paper. It'll be right
Yep.
there on the designated website. And another thing that I do to when I'm looking into a cryptocurrency is on the website it'll tell who is invested in this cryptocurrency. If they have any partnerships, you know, that's also really valuable information. So yeah, just do your due diligence. That's the main thing. Initially when I got in, I kind of blindly got into Bitcoin. Like I didn't do a ton of, I talked to my friend, I talked to some people, and that was enough for me. Now, when I buy a cryptocurrency, I do a heck of a lot more research, and I scour the internet reading as much as I can before I make an investment. So,
Cool. Well,
my best
thank you
advice.
so much, man, for all the information, Oak. Definitely appreciate it, man. Looking forward to seeing you again, man. I don't know if you're going to be going to Texas again in June, I believe, June or July. I forgot when we're having it, but hopefully we get to see you, man. It was a lot of fun. Are you still doing private label right now?
Yeah, this cryptocurrency adventure has gotten me more funds for. I really want to go to China and source a product in China.
Oh,
And
cool.
that's one of the things I want to do with this. Like I'm just reinvesting the money that I'm making in not excessive. Like everybody, a lot of people want to get a Lambo, So far, I've bought 70 shares of Tesla stock, and I'm just accumulating a fund to possibly go to Guangzhou. There's a big wholesale fair in Guangzhou in April, and I want to source a product over there. I want to meet the people who are making it, and yeah, I'm not done with private label yet. I think it would be an incredible experience to go over to China and actually source a product versus just going on Alibaba and going on pictures. So
Cool, man. Well, thanks again for coming on. Best wishes in 2018, man. And hopefully we'll have another chance to chat with you maybe later on in the year. So thanks again. Oh, appreciate you coming on, man.
yeah, thanks, Steve.